All right, Mel. So I have clients.
Yeah.
They are older. They've lived in their home for 20, 30 years. I guess this kind of stems from my mother-in-law had ALS and she passed away. I wasn't an agent at the time. And I can see the similarities on where we were at. And I feel that there has to be a better way. And here is the situation. You're packing up your whole life. They've been there for years. They've either brought their babies home or they've made this house a home.
Right.
When you spend, my father-in-law was Army. So they spent a lot of time moving. Then when he was retired, they moved into their house that that they were living in. And it's the first time she didn't have to move. So she could buy stuff. She could fill her house, right? Mm-hmm. Then she got ALS and we were like, Mom, why do you have 7 of this? Fast forward that experience to now my clients, they've brought their babies home to their house and all of a sudden there's a health event or something where they've got to go into like an assisted living and everyone's, the money's all tied up in the house and it's like, well, what do I do? And there's nothing worse than being under the gun because then they're throwing stuff away that was so monumental to them that they could have taken with them. Or there's just a level of stress and the wrong decisions are made under stress, under the gun. So I want to know, how can you slow the process down so that they can pay for what's next? Mm-hmm. And then we can prepare the house so that they can get top dollar rather than, do you know what I mean?
Yes, yeah. And do it before there's a crisis. And when you get certain age, and we do love reverse mortgages, which people are scared about. Yeah. The reverse mortgages help when people we can go, I think, like 58. Some states will allow younger to put your home in a reverse mortgage. And everyone's scared of reverse mortgage. You're going to get caught. Your home's going to get taken from you. Yeah. But it literally allows you to just reverse it. You're not going to make any payments on it. You can take out equity. There's so many different variations of a reverse mortgage. And you can make monthly payments. But if you can't, or you get to a point of, I need to put my home in a reverse mortgage, I need to pull some cash out of it, you can use it as like a line of credit as well. And the nice part about it, depending on how you're looking at it, or if you are in hopes that you're going to get inheritance, at the end, let's say the people pass away, you just walk away from the house.
Oh, that's awesome. Like there's
nothing. There are no repercussions. You as family don't get stuck with it. They just take the house. They'll pay it off. If there's any equity, depending on how it's set up, if there's equity, it does get distributed. If there's nothing, then you just walk away. But it's nice because you can, like I said, you essentially reverse it. So instead of making the monthly payment, it just keeps kind of accruing.
Yeah.
If there's equity. And you can actually sell, say they have a big house and we need to downsize them.
Yep.
Or put them in one of those retirement communities and they need to have a mortgage on it. You can actually do it that way too.
Wow.
You can put a down payment down. The rest of it goes into reverse. Or they can keep their cash, put a little bit down, and they're in a reverse mortgage.
Okay, so you're saying that there is an age, like to use a reverse mortgage, there's an age. Like you can't be younger than 58.
I think it's like 55, 58. Depends on the state. Some states will let you go. Others, you have to be older. Senior citizen.
And so this reverse mortgage is like a loan on your house. And so you're basically
taking out the equity. And it depends how it's structured because there are several ways that you can structure a reverse mortgage.
Got it.
So depending on their situation, what kind of loan they currently have, what the equity looks like, walk them through it. And they go through all the different loan programs that we have available to see which one suits their needs the best, right?
Got it.
And we could talk for hours on it.
Of course, yeah.
So, but it would depend on their situation. But they could do one where they make the payment.
Yeah.
They could do where they just pull the cash out and leave it and the payment accrues. So it just keeps tacking on.
Yeah.
But if no one cares, and that's the easiest, because I have friends and family where one of them has passed away. They don't want to leave the house. They're getting Social Security. They're getting minimal income.
Yeah.
They have all this equity. They're never going to leave the house. They have people coming in and helping. It's a great way to pull the cash out and just let it accrue.
So you don't even have to move either. It's just a way of tapping into the equity that you have in your home and then being able to either fund keeping you there, like to pay for the help of whatever you need.
Yes.
Then we can get the house ready. Then we can sell.
Or as of late, how we've seen it too, is people are selling their big homes.
Yep.
Right, because they've got these big, massive homes where they have the kids and the grandbabies and people don't come as much. We have this house with a big payment or the stairs and we want to get them in a one level. So they sell the bigger house, they downsize, they put the reverse mortgage on the new property. They only put down a little.
That's
awesome. They can keep the cash. They can put it somewhere so they can access the cash. There's also it's not a HELOC, but it's almost like a HELOC version of a reverse mortgage where they can do that as well and pull stuff out and and then it goes into reverse, if that makes sense.
That does make
So
sense.
it just depends on their situation, their age, the state that they're in, and which product can work for them. So it is definitely a case-by-case basis. But the loan officer here that works with the client, we go over all of it with them. And then they also get on a separate call to make sure that they fully understand they're not being duped into, because that was what was happening before, and reverse mortgages were getting a bad rep.
For sure.
Because people were putting them into them, and then they were losing their houses because they didn't realize that you still have to pay your taxes. There's a few things you still have to do.
Sure.
So, but I think it's a great tool. I think it's a great tool for older people that at some point in their life, they're going to need to tap in the equity. And with the rates being higher, it's hard to refi and pull the cash out.
I agree.
It's hard to put a HELOC on, then they can't afford it at all. So this is they can stay home for forever if need be, if that's what they wanted to do.
Love that.
Yeah.
That's perfect. So basically it's just an age thing, and then they do an application with you.
Yes.
And you understand what their end goal is. And based off of what their end goal is, based off where they're currently at, and then how quickly we need to tap into, you depend on which product from a mortgage standpoint, whether it's a reverse mortgage, a HELOC.
Mm-hmm. And Tony is our reverse mortgage specialist here. So him and I would get on the phone, go over it with them.
Got it.
And he explains it all to them. Then they pick which one works for them, and they structure it. We go over the payment, how it all works. Then they also get on a call with the investors, reverse mortgage specialists. So then it's like a doubly understanding.
Love it.
That we're not picking the program for them.
Yep.
That then they have understanding that, oh yes, we have gone through, we do understand all of it. This is what suits our needs best.
Awesome. All right. So reverse mortgages are not scams, people.
Not scary.
Scams.
They're not scams.
Not scams. They're not scary. There's some layers of complexities, and there's different levels of them.
Yes.
So let's make sure that we talk to Mel, we talk to Tony, we talk to whoever else that Mel says we need to talk to. Which is not what I'm entering, because I don't, that's not my area. Everyone has their lane, they stay in it, we make sure that they're taking care.
One of the things I like the most about it is, as long as you're not one of these children that are hoping you're going to get all this inheritance, your family can stay in the house. You can pull the money out. They can stay in it. It just accrues. If they don't have to make the payment, if that's when they structure, they don't have to go anywhere. We've done a few where the spouse has passed away and they're not ever going to leave. They're in good health for now. They have no desire, and it works because they have minimal cash flow coming in. We're tapping into the equity.
But you don't need it. Sometimes when we have first-time home buyers, we have the time to prepare. We know it's coming. And sometimes like my father, he fell and he broke his hip, and for 1 minute he's fine, walking around, the next minute he got broken hips. And then sometimes it's impossible to go home in those situations, that we can slow the process down to make sure that the best decision for you is made, and financially you're taking care of.
And when you get to the certain age of it too, I think you throw the house in a reverse mortgage.
Yeah.
You can make the payment. Yeah. Right. You can structure where you are making payments on it, and it's not tapping in the equity, but then it's there if something happens.
Agreed. I love it.
Your family doesn't have to figure out, what's next or try to pull money or whatever.
For sure. Well, that's awesome. All right, Mel. Okay. Mel, reverse mortgages, call her.
Sounds good.